and my daughter's 20, and my 2 grandchildren, my son's children. One is a boy, 7, and a girl, 3.
Oh my goodness! Are they going to be at the function?
No, my daughter will be.
Okay.
She will be a hostess at the function.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That is really good.
Yes, volunteering as a hostess, as well as a lot of other young, nice young ladies that are helping us out and doing the registration and you know, escorting people to tables and things of that nature.
Now, women in need, we've said many, many times, there are a lot of women in need, but there's a lot of women who keep their mouth closed and don't let you know they need something.
Oh, all the time.
That's right. Because I could be starving to death and I wouldn't ask anybody for a loaf of bread.
Right.
And you look like you're the type the same way.
It's called pride.
Pride, people, pride. Listen to that. It's true.
It is. It is. It's called pride, especially if you have been standing on your feet by yourself for so long and people are used to asking you for things. You're not usually the one in need. Believe me, I understand that. I understand that.
You understand that?
Absolutely.
It's very hard for anyone, I think, a woman, let's just say a woman. It's easier. I don't know if it's easier for a man or not. I don't know.
Well, it depends on how he was raised. It really does, you know, because some of them were raised by mom, and mom pretty much caters to them, and that's what they expect from a female, you know, so it just kind of filters down. And then there's some that are strong men that take charge and will take care and do what they need to do, and, you know. It really makes a difference. It makes a difference in all and how, and I'm telling you, your environment is 90% of how you turn out.
That's true. Where you live.
Absolutely. And it's not necessarily where you live. I think that it's more how you're raised. You know, if you're raised with
The perception that you get from your parents.
there you go.
Yeah, your mother and your father play
That's
a
right.
major
You
role.
can be in the worst place ever, and you still get good, as we used to call it, home training.
That's home training.
Yeah, home training. You know, you act like you have some sense in the world, even though I don't care what's going on outside. This is you.
Yeah, you don't have to follow.
That's correct. You don't have to be
follow.
a leader, not a follower.
There are so many women, I believe, that are on the streets that we don't even know about. Let's touch that just for a minute.
Yes,
Let's touch that.
that's the truth. That's the truth, and it's very sad. You know, there's shelters that are just overbrim. I mean, there's not even room in some of these shelters, and then they've got kids, and it's a sad situation.
And I hate it when I hear these commercials. Oh, you can go back to college, and you can work a job, and you can take care of your children. Everything's going to be okay. Well, there's not enough. I'll put myself in that category. It takes a lot of strength and courage. But if you don't have a place to go, what are you going to do? Sit on the corner and go to school on the bus and leave your kids sitting there waiting for you to come back?
Right.
You can't do that. You can't live like that.
But you know, what people have to realize these days is that we all need a support system.
We need a sister.
Absolutely.
And a system.
That's right. That's right. Because people aren't, in this time, people aren't making it without support systems.
That's right.
There's so many people that live with their parents and live with their grandparents, and grandparents are raising grandchildren, and you know, I mean, it's just that that's just how it is right now.
You know, good families stick together like that, though.
They've got to.
You know that they do.
They've got to.
I know. I've had my sister live with me. I've had my niece live with me. Then when she grew up, I had my great niece with me. So you know, it's really hard. You want your home to yourself.
They don't have to be relatives sometimes.
No.
I can attest to that.
Okay, but you mean it seems like my door's always open. If you need a loaf of bread, a can of soup, a pack of meat, whatever.
If I can, I'm the same
if
way.
I can help, I will give you the shirt off my back. I will do that.
I'm the same way.
And
to a fault sometimes.
Yeah, to a fault. But you know, sometimes we get taken advantage of.
Well, see, don't take my kindness for weakness.
That's a good one.
Yeah, don't take my kindness for weakness now.
Because it comes from the heart.
It does. It really does.
Then you reach the point where some people we help over and over and over.
But then when they're not trying to help themselves, that's when you go, oh, okay.
I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
That's right.
That's really what happens to me. Because I have a great niece, I love her dearly. She just turned 7 years old. And we talk, well, she grew up in my house, off and on in my home, and her mother did the same thing. But little Keely, you have these grandkids. She's just 7 years old. And I adore her so much, and she's so smart. At 7 years old, she won a $1,500 scholarship from the George Mason University of Art. She wants to be an artist. And that little girl can draw like you cannot believe.
That's a gift.
That young and winning first prize and money for school already.
That's a gift.
And she says, you know why I do these things? And I said, why? She said, because when I grow up, I want to be powerful.
Like you,
yes,
right?
She's my husband says that's little Angie right there.
Oh.
And she'll say to me, one day she came over, you need to keep your word with children. I know you mean that, and women too. And she said to me, she said, can we make some cookies today? I said, sure, but I got a headache later on, you know, and I didn't really feel like it. She said, we're going to make our cookies. I did it. After they were done, she came up to me and she said, you are the first person in my whole young life who has ever said they do something and they really did it.
Really?
Now, you know, that was sad to me. It made me cry. But I said to myself, Angie, if you can be the first one that trains her for the rest of her life, because my father told me that no matter what you have, you must always keep your word, because that's the only way you have with somebody trusting you.
That's right.
And Keely has learned that from me.
I totally agree with that, because if you promise something to a child, you have to come through with it.
It's a must. It's a necessity.
It really is.
Yes.
It really is, because I'd rather surprise them than disappoint them. Because if you're not sure something's going to come through,
right,
then wait until, and then that day it's like, guess what we're doing today?
Yes.
And then if you know you're doing something, then you can pump them up and let them be excited about a trip coming up, or going to, you know, you're going to go to Six Flags or some trip or something you're doing. Otherwise, it's just a humongous disappointment when you tell a child you're going to do something and they don't, and then you don't come through with it.
Well, think about a woman in the same shoes. She has a man in her life and he promises her he's going to do this, or he promises she's going to do that, and he doesn't come through, and we're not smart enough to realize they're not worth our time or our energy. Don't trust them again.
That's
what do you
where
think
we
about
need
that?
to educate. We need to educate our women about that. We
We
really
need to empower them, but we've got to have a big, loud mouth to get out there and say, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it without a man in your life. Not saying I'm not against anybody having a relationship.
No, I'm not either.
But,
no.
But if it's a detrimental relationship, then you don't need to be in it.
Right.
It's like, you know, if they're not working with you instead of against you, then what's the point?
Let me ask you, don't you think, well, I grew up old-fashioned with my mom. She didn't work, my dad did, but today it's different. A woman needs a job today.
Absolutely.
Because
my
the job
mama
gives her
didn't have
power.
a
A job gives her power. You know
My
that?
mother was Donna Reed, okay?
Really?
Oh, Lord. I mean, she had the little aprons and the little dresses and the lipstick and everything in the kitchen. And my mother was Donna Reed to the max.
I be darned.
And I don't understand it. I couldn't do it. Not on a full-time, I couldn't
Full-time
do it.
basis,
No,
yeah. Do you like to cook?
Love to cook.
And I don't really like to cook.
Love to cook.
What do you like to cook?
I can cook. My parents owned a restaurant for a while.
Cool.
And I enjoy cooking all of the Southern things that they used to cook. You know, all of the unhealthy fried chicken. You know, all this.
Apple pie.
Apple pie. Now I don't eat apple pie, but I heard that mine is very good. I have never tasted it.
Why don't you like apple pie?
I just don't. I'm not into cooked fruit.
You're not into sweets?
No, cooked fruit.
Why is that?
I've just not been able to eat it since I was an infant, so my mother tells me.
Allergies maybe to it?
I don't know. But I just, it's something about the texture, I think.
The texture of it going down.
Yeah.
Going down.
So, but I cook, you know, I'm kind of like into the gourmet thing. You know, I make all my homemade soups and I try to make everything from scratch. Yeah,
That's
I love
very
it.
good. How do you find the time to work on these things, women empowerment and stuff? How do you find the time to do that?
Well, that actually is a relaxing thing for me.
When you're working like this would drive me?
No, I'm talking about the cooking.
Oh, the cooking would be relaxing.
Yeah, the cooking is like I'm unwinding. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm chopping up my, you know, fresh herbs and spices, and you know, so it's kind of like an artistic kind of creative.
Yeah, maybe
thing
you should
for
open
me.
your own restaurant. That wouldn't be very relaxing for very long.
No.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. Let's get back to this thing on October the 2nd. It's going to be about a 4-hour day.
For the participants.
Participants,
No,
okay.
it's going to be much longer for us.
Well, it's gonna, yeah, probably 8 or, I know, but it's for the
yeah.
participants
Yeah,
who are
for
going
the
to come, it's going to be
participants,
about
it's
4
about 4
hours.
hours.
Mention the
Absolutely.
address again, please.
It's 8500 Annapolis Road
8500 Annapolis Road,
in New Carrollton, Maryland.
New Carrollton, Maryland.
And
Used to be the Sheraton.
It used to be the 4 Points Sheraton. It's now the Metro Points Hotel.
Metro Points Hotel. Say that again so people can know.
Metro Points Hotel.
Now, if they don't have a ticket in advance, can you come and purchase one when you come in?
We're not encouraging that, but we will probably be prepared to sell a few
You'll
tickets.
probably
at
have
the
to, yeah.
We'll probably be prepared to sell a few tickets at the door.
So if you don't have a ticket, we'll go online. All the information is going to be online.
Absolutely.
And you can watch it online. If you don't, if you don't have a ticket, try to get one. If not, they're thinking about selling some at the door. But they're really not crazy about doing that because this takes work and it takes money. And you need people who are coming already fortified with all they're supposed to have. So
absolutely.
And then what kind of, you can't mention the foods, I guess, because you don't know yet.
Well, we're just going to have like a chicken dish, which is just going to be something that everybody can go with the flow.
Is it a sit-down dinner?
Yes,
or?
it's a
it's a sit-down meal too.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, it's a plated meal.
So it's really, really worth it than what they're getting.
Yes.
And they're going to meet a lot of wonderful people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
People who have been worked very hard to be judged for this. I know I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I can't wait to see you there.
I will be there, all dressed up somehow. Do you know our time has gone by?
Is it?
Our whole 30 minutes is boom by, and we're a lot calmer now than when we got started, aren't we?
Absolutely.
I want to thank you for coming, and I'm looking forward to you on October the 2nd.
Okay.
What time again?
12 to 4.
12 to 4.
12 to 4.
Okay, in New Carrollton?
New Carrollton, Maryland.
And I will be there, and I hope everything goes well, and I know it will.
Thank you so much.
Because I'll ask my best friend God tonight to help me out, and God will do it.
Oh,
so I want to thank everyone for watching this show. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll get out and help to empower women. Thank you. Till next time.